Hello students, welcome to the online classes. In previous class, we were discussing about the alkaline earth metals. So those are beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium and radium. Those collectively called as alkaline earth metals. We were discussing about the some trends regarding the alkaline earth metals, that is atomic radii and ionic radii. As we move from top to bottom in a periodic table, that is beryllium to barium, that is a radium is a radioactive element. So size will be increases. If the size is increases means atomic radius is also increases from top to bottom in a periodic table, and also ionic radii is also increases from top to bottom. As we move from left to right in a periodic table, if we compare the atomic radius of alkali metals and alkaline earth metals, so along the period the size will be decreases. If the size is decreases means a nuclear charge is increases, hence the size will be decreases as we move from left to right. Hence the alkaline earth metal having a lesser atomic radius and ionic radius compared to the alkali metals. This much we were discussing in our earlier classes. In today's class we will discuss about the one more trends regarding that ionization enthalpy. Hope you know the meaning of ionization enthalpy, that is amount of energy required to remove an electron from the isolated gaseous atom is called as ionization enthalpy. How it will be varies in the second group, now we will discuss. In earlier classes or the previous classes like alkali metals, we are discussing the same thing, ionization enthalpy, how it varies down the group and left to right in a periodic table. So now ionization energy decreases on moving down the group. This is due to the fact that on moving down the group, atomic size of alkaline earth metal increases. At the same point, we are again repeating this one here. If you move down the group from beryllium to barium, so size will be increases. If the size is increases means atomic radius is also increases, and also if it is a size is more means attraction between the nucleus and the electron is less, we can easily pick out the one electron from the outermost shell. It means top to bottom ionization enthalpy is decreases. So here it is having the less what it is size, it having a more ionization enthalpy. It means now atomic size is inversely proportional to what? Ionization enthalpy. Inversely proportional to ionization enthalpy. More the atomic size, lesser will be the ionization enthalpy. That is, the more the size, lesser will be the ionization enthalpy. In case of lesser the size, more the ionization enthalpy will be there. So that second point is that the first ionization enthalpy of alkaline earth metal, that is a group 2, is higher than those of the corresponding alkali metals group 1. Why? So we can easily tell that first ionization enthalpy in the sense removing of first electron from the outermost shell. ಹೊರಗಿನ ಕವಚದಿಂದ ಒಂದೇ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಅನ್ನು ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅಯನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಆಲ್ಕಲೈನ್ ಅರ್ತ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ದಾಗ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅಯನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರ್ತೈತಿ ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಆಲ್ಕಲಿ ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ದಾಗ. If you want to answer for this type of a question, we need to know the that is what it is electronic configuration we have to know. So we have to know that alkali metals having the noble gas NS1 configuration in case of alkali metals I am talking, and in case of alkaline earth metal noble gas NS2. The general electronic configuration we have to write here noble gas, same here also noble gas, NS1 and NS2. Now if you want to remove an electron from the outermost shell, we need an energy. That energy is known as a ionization enthalpy or ionization energy. So now here if you want to remove the electron from the NS2, here NS1, S orbital can accommodate maximum 2 electrons. So S orbital can accommodate maximum 2 electron. It is fully filled here. S orbital fully filled ada, ಇಲ್ಲಿ S orbital ಒಂದೇ electron ಅನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿದೆ. And also, what about the size of the alkaline earth metal compared to the alkali metals? Alkaline earth metals having a smaller size compared to the alkaline alkali metals. Hence the smaller the size means more the attraction will be there and charge density is also more. So that reason we need what it is, more energy to remove electron from the alkaline earth metal compared to the what, alkali metals. That is the reason here. This is due to the smaller size of alkaline earth metal, nuclear charge is more in group 2 elements than the group 1 elements. So group 1 elements having a larger size. So for example, you can take this is a group 1 element and this is a group 2 element. As we move from left to right, size will be decreases. Size is decreases means nuclear charge is increases. Nuclear charge is increases means attraction power will be more between the nucleus and the outermost shell electron. In such cases, if you want to remove the electron from such kind of alkaline earth metals, we need a more energy compared to the alkali metals. And also you can take the s orbital as fully filled here. If you want to take an electron from this type of electronic configuration, we need a more energy. That is a reason why alkaline earth metals having a more ionization enthalpy in case of first ionization enthalpy compared to the alkali metals. Yes, fourth property, that is the hydration enthalpy, we have to discuss. Before going to that, we need to know the meaning of hydration enthalpy. What is the meaning of hydration enthalpy? Means amount of energy releases when 1 mole of a substance is dissolved in a water. 1 mole of a substance anna water ದಾಗ dissolve ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೈಡ್ರೇಷನ್ ಎಂಥಾಲ್ಪಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿಬಹುದು ಅಥವಾ ಹೈಡ್ರೇಷನ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿಬಹುದು. ಇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ these first group or also second group will react with the water. So some amount of energy will be released in case of when we dipped in or when we put in a water. That is called as a hydration enthalpy. Hydration enthalpy of group 2 elements decreases down the group. So as we move from top to bottom in a periodic table, that is beryllium to barium, the hydration enthalpy will be decreases. It means beryllium hydroxides are more what it is hydration enthalpy compared to the barium hydroxides. Here beryllium having a more hydration enthalpy when it reacts or when it put 1 mole of beryllium is reacts with a large amount of water, more amount of energy will be released. It's more than Mg+2 and more than Ca+2, more than Sr+2 and more than Ba+2. This is the order of that is hydration enthalpy when it reacts with the water. So note, hydration enthalpy of group 2 element is more than the group 1. So it means hydration enthalpy of group 2 element, those are alkaline earth metal, is more than the alkali metals. This is due to the smaller size and they are hydrated more extensively compared to the alkaline earth metals and the alkali metals. Second group elements having a smaller size. Because of the smaller size, so these will be hydrated more extensively when we kept in the water or reacts with the water. Hence it is group 2 elements having a more hydration enthalpy compared to the group 1 elements. This is about the hydration enthalpy. And now we will discuss about the physical properties of alkaline earth metal. In earlier classes, so we were discussing about the same physical properties in case of alkali metals. Now we are discussing about those physical properties, how it varies now in case of alkaline earth metals. First one is melting point and boiling point. First one is melting point and boiling point. Here all alkaline earth metals are silvery white, so those are same. These are metals are there, first group and second group elements are metals. Those are silvery white in color and those are soft metals and light metals with a low melting point and boiling point. So these are having a low melting point and low boiling point. Note, the melting point and the boiling point of these elements are higher than the corresponding alkali metals. This is due to the stronger metallic bonding. So hope you know this one. Alkaline earth metals having a smaller size compared to the alkali metals. So because of that reason, so these are having a stronger metallic bond compared to the alkali metals. Because of that reason, if you want to break that bond, we need a more energy. Hence the melting point and boiling point will be higher than the alkali metals. This is about the alkaline earth metals of melting point and boiling point. And the second physical property, that is the metallic nature or electropositive nature. Hope you know that first group element and the second group elements are the soft metals. So other metals will be hard compared to these S block elements like D block and D block metals are harder in nature. So now all the alkaline earth metals are strongly electropositive. All the alkaline earth metals are strongly electropositive in nature, or they are typical metals because they have a low ionization enthalpy. Earlier slide we were discussing about the ionization enthalpy. This is the first group element, alkali metal. This is the second group element, alkaline earth metal. Size will be less. How it related to the ionization enthalpy means inversely proportional to each other. So it means alkaline earth metals having a low ionization enthalpy. Because of that reason, so alkaline earth metals are strongly electropositive in nature. They are typical metals because they have a low ionization enthalpy. These are also electropositive. Electropositive means metals will always loses the electron. Here example you can take the beryllium will loses the 2 electron to get the stable electronic configuration. Hence we are writing the loss of 2 electron. It will form the Be plus 2. So that is a ions are electropositive, ion will be formed. You can take the magnesium also. Magnesium will lose the electron. It will form the magnesium plus 2 by the loss of what? 2 electrons. So like that you can write the beryllium, strontium, barium, radium also. Those all the alkaline earth metal will loses the 2 electron and will form the what it is? Cations. That is a electropositive nature, or you can take metals are always electropositive nature. On moving down the group, metallic characters increases due to decrease in ionization energy. Here we have to remember the point, metallic character is inversely proportional to ionization energy. It means metallic character increases due to decrease in ionization energy. As we move from top to bottom in a periodic table, metallic character is increases and ionization enthalpy is decreases. So smaller the ionization enthalpy, more the metallic character will be there. It means top to bottom metallic character is increases, and beryllium having a lesser metallic character, it means. However, these are not as electropositive as that of alkali metals because of comparatively higher ionization enthalpy. If you compare the metallic character of alkali and alkaline earth metal, obviously no doubt about this one, these are having a metals and these are having a metallic character and electropositive in nature. If we compare that metallic character with the alkali metals, so that alkali metals ಗೆ ಮತ್ತು alkaline earth metals ಗೆ ಹೋಲಿಸುವ ಅಂದ್ರೆ these are not electropositive as that of alkali metals. Alkali metals ಗೆ ಹೋಲಿಸುವ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇವು ಅಷ್ಟು electropositive nature ಅನ್ನ ಹೊಂದಿಲ್ಲ because of the what it is higher ionization enthalpy. ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಲಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಕ ಆಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕೆ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಸೈಜ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ. ಹೀಗಾಗಿ ಮೆಟಾಲಿಕ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ alkali metals ಗೆ ಹೋಲಿಸುವ ಅಂದ್ರೆ alkaline earth metals ದು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. Yes sir. Fifth, that is a physical property, that is characteristics of flame coloration. Hope we were discussing same in case of alkali metals also. Here, not all the alkaline earth metals give a characteristics color to flame when they are heated in a flame. ನಾವು ಯಾವಾಗ ಹೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಯಾವಾಗ ಎನರ್ಜಿಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಎಲ್ಲ alkali earth metals ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಕಲರ್ ಅನ್ನ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. So like now among the alkaline earth metals, calcium Ca plus 2 will give the brick red color, and strontium blood red color or crimson red color, and barium apple green color will give. So now among the what is the alkaline earth metals, beryllium and magnesium will not give the particular color when we what it is heat this one, or when we heated in a flame. Flame ದಾಗ ಹೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಬೆರಿಲಿಯಂ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೀಷಿಯಂ ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಕಲರ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕೊಡುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ದ ಸ್ಮಾಲರ್ ಸೈಜ್ the electrons are tightly bound to the nucleus. That energy is not sufficient to excite the electron from ground state to the excited state. So if the electron will be excited to the ground state to the excited state, means while excited is unstable nature, those electrons while coming back to the ground state, those will emit the radiation in a visible region, then only will get the particular color. Hope we were discussing same thing in case of alkali metals. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಮೆಟಲ್ ಅಯಾನ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಕಲರ್ ಅನ್ನ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಮಾಡಕತ್ತಂದ್ರ ಯಾವಾಗ ಹೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ ಅವಾಗ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ನಾಗ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು ಎಕ್ಸೈಟೆಡ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾವು. ಎಕ್ಸೈಟೆಡ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಅನ್ಸ್ಟೇಬಲ್ ನೇಚರ್ ಇರ್ತೈತಿ. ಆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ವಾಪಸ್ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಗೆ ಬರೋ ಮುಂದಾಗ ಆ ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಬ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎನರ್ಜಿಯನ್ನು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೈತಿ, ಎಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೈತಿ ರೇಡಿಯೇಷನ್ ರೂಪದಾಗ. ಅದು ವಿಸಿಬಲ್ ರೀಸನ್ ದಾಗ ಇತ್ತಂತಂದ್ರ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಕಲರ್ ಕಾಣ್ತಿರ್ತೈತಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆರಿಲಿಯಂ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೀಷಿಯಂ ಸ್ಮಾಲರ್ ಸೈಜ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಏನಾಗಿರ್ತಾವ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಗೆ ಟೈಟ್ಲಿ ಬೌಂಡ್ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಾವೇನ್ ಹೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ ಆ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಏನಾಗುದಿಲ್ಲ, ಸಫಿಸಿಯಂಟ್ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಎದಕ್ಕಂದ್ರ ಆ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ದಾಗ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸೈಟೆಡ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಗೆ ನಾವು ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಆ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಸಫಿಸಿಯಂಟ್ ಇರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಹೆನ್ಸ್ this beryllium and magnesium will not give the particular color when we heat or when we heated in a flame ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. Among that these three will give a particular color when we heat. These are all we did in a laboratory also. Salt analysis ಮಾಡೋ ಮುಂದಾಗ ನೀವು ಆಪಲ್ ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಕಲರ್ ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು, ಕ್ರಿಮ್ಸನ್ ರೆಡ್ ಕಲರ್ ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು ಅಥವಾ ಬ್ರಿಕ್ ರೆಡ್ ಕಲರ್ ಅನ್ನ ಇದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಸಿಟಿ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ. Note, beryllium magnesium do not give a characteristic color to the flame. This is because of smaller size and high ionization enthalpy. So size ಸಣ್ಣದಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಟೈಟ್ಲಿ ಬೌಂಡ್ ಇರ್ತಾವು. ಅಯನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಎಂಥಾಲ್ಪಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರ್ತೈತಿ. ಅಯನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಎಂಥಾಲ್ಪಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರ್ತೈತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಸಫಿಸಿಯಂಟ್ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡಕ ಅಥವಾ ಎಕ್ಸೈಟ್ ಮಾಡಕ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ರೀಸನ್ ವೈ beryllium and magnesium will not give the particular color in case of second group element. This is a CaCl2 and SrCl2. Which type of color will be formed? So as we already discussed, these are the first group element like lithium, sodium, potassium chloride, rubidium chloride and cesium chloride. These are second group element color. Yes sir. Still now we discussed about the physical properties of alkaline earth metals. Now we'll discuss about the chemical properties of alkaline earth metals. Alkaline earth metals are less reactive than the corresponding alkali metals due to higher ionization enthalpy and higher electrode potential value. Alkaline earth metals ಗೆ ಮತ್ತು alkali metals ಗೆ ಹೋಲಿಸಿದ್ರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ alkaline earth metals are less reactive adao compared to the alkali metals because of what it is, high ionization energy. ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತೈತೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಅನ್ನ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಡ್ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಏನದಾವು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಐತಿ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವು ಲೆಸ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಕಂಪೇರ್ಡ್ ಟು ದ alkali metals ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಆನ್ ಮೂವಿಂಗ್ ಡೌನ್ ದ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ reactivity increases due to decrease in ionization enthalpy. Same here, there also reactivity is increases from top to bottom in a first group element. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ದಾಗು ಟಾಪ್ ಟು ಬಾಟಮ್ ಹೋದ್ರ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಕೊಂತ ಹೋಗ್ತಿತ್ತು ಮೆಟಲ್ ಇತ್ತು. ಹಿಯರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ದ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಇಸ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಸ್ ಆಸ್ ವಿ go down the group with decrease in ionization enthalpy. Yes sir, first one now we'll discuss about that reactivity towards the air. How it will be reacts with the air, that is the alkaline earth metals. Now we'll discuss that. Here beryllium and magnesium are chemically inert towards the oxygen and water because of the formation of oxide layer on their surfaces. Here the second group element are, we already know that beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, radium is a radioactive element. Among these, beryllium and magnesium are kinetically inert. ಇವು ಇನರ್ಟ್ ನೇಚರ್ ಅನ್ನ ಹೊಂದವೆ, ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಜೊತೆ ಏನಾಗುದಿಲ್ಲ, ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕಂತಂದ್ರ ಸೊ ಬೆರಿಲಿಯಂ when it reacts with oxygen or water it will form the oxide layer ಅನ್ನ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತತಿ. that layer will prevent another reaction with the oxygen, further reaction with the oxygen. oxide layer formation ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಜೊತೆ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಕ ಅಥವಾ ವಾಟರ್ ಜೊತೆ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಪ್ರಿವೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತತಿ. ಹಿಂಗಾಗಿ ಬೆರಿಲಿಯಂ ಮತ್ತು ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೀಷಿಯಂ ಆರ್ ಕೆಮಿಕಲಿ ಇನರ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ದ ಬೆರಿಲಿಯಂ, ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೀಷಿಯಂ, those calcium, strontium and barium will react with the oxygen and what it is, water. However, powdered form of beryllium and magnesium burned on ignition to give oxide and nitrates. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ ಅಂದನ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೀಷಿಯಂ ಅಂತ ಬೆರಿಲಿಯಂ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್ ಲೇಯರ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತೈತಿ. ಅದು ಫರ್ದರ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪ್ರಿವೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೈತಿ. ದ ಪೌಡರ್ಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಬೆರಿಲಿಯಂ ಅಂಡ್ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೀಷಿಯಂ, ಇದನ್ನ ಪೌಡರ್ಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ನ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅಂದ್ರ ಸೊ ದೋಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗಿವ್ ದ ಕರೆಸ್ಪಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್ಸ್, reacts with oxygen will give the corresponding beryllium oxide and magnesium oxide. ಇವು ಅವ ಹೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ beryllium oxide ಅನ್ನ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೈತಿ, magnesium ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು magnesium oxides ಅನ್ನ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೈತಿ. And also beryllium and magnesium reacts with the nitrates when we heat that one, that will give the corresponding beryllium nitrate and magnesium nitrate. So now we had taken an example of beryllium here. Beryllium reacts with the oxygen, it will form a beryllium oxide. When we heat that one, easily it can't, it is inert in nature. So now beryllium reacts with the nitrogen. When we heat that one, that will form the beryllium nitride. Here same, the magnesium will react with the oxygen, magnesium oxide will be formed, and magnesium reacts with the nitrogen, magnesium nitride will be formed. So whenever the metal reacts with the oxygen or hydroxide, in earlier classes I told same the point here, same point, metal reacts with the oxygen or hydroxide, corresponding oxides or hydroxides will be formed, metal hydroxide or oxide, metal oxide or hydroxides will be formed. These formed metal oxides or hydroxides are basic in nature, point to be noted. These are basic in nature. Here same, beryllium reacts with the oxygen, beryllium oxide will be formed. Beryllium reacts with the nitrogen, beryllium nitrate will be formed. The same form magnesium also, magnesium reacts with the oxygen, magnesium oxide will be formed, and the magnesium reacts with the nitrogen, magnesium nitrate will be formed. Yes sir. The second chemical property of alkaline earth metal is reactivity with hydrogen. How it will be reacts with the hydrogen? As we already know that metal reacts with the hydrogen, metal hydrides will be formed. In case of metal hydrides only, hydrogen having a -1 charge, except the metal hydrides, hydrogen having a +1 charge. Now metal, you can take the M here, metal reacts with the hydrogen, it will form the metal hydrides, MH2. Here metal having a +2 oxidation state, because second group element will loses the 2 electron. This is +2 and this is a -2. One hydrogen hydride having a -1 charge, hence we have to write the MH2 formula. This is the metal hydrides will be formed. That is, we have taken all the elements except the beryllium combined with the hydrogen upon heating to form a ionic hydrides, that is MH2 metal hydrides. We have taken an example like calcium here. Calcium reacts with the hydrogen, calcium hydride will be formed. You can take the strontium reacts with the hydrogen, strontium SrH2 will be formed. Barium reacts with the hydrogen, barium hydride will be formed. You can take any example of alkaline earth metal, that we are writing a M in the sense metal, except the what? Beryllium. Beryllium ಒಂದು ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಜೊತೆ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. So we can form the beryllium hydride with the, when beryllium chlorides are, what it is, reacts with the lithium aluminum hydride, it will form the beryllium hydride. So we can prepare the beryllium hydride like this. ಈ ರೀತಿ ನಾವು ಬೆರಿಲಿಯಂ ಹೈಡ್ರೈಡ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪ್ರಿಪರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಯಾವಾಗ ಬೆರಿಲಿಯಂ ಕ್ಲೋರೈಡ್ ಅನ್ನ ಲಿಥಿಯಂ ಅಲ್ಯೂಮಿನಿಯಂ ಹೈಡ್ರೈಡ್ ಜೊತೆ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆದಾಗ ಬೆರಿಲಿಯಂ ಹೈಡ್ರೈಡ್ ಬರ್ತೈತಿ, ಅದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಲಿಥಿಯಂ ಕ್ಲೋರೈಡ್ ಮತ್ತು ಅಲ್ಯೂಮಿನಿಯಂ ಕ್ಲೋರೈಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತೈತಿ. Yes, fourth chemical property, that is reactivity towards the water. How the alkaline earth metals reacts with the water and what is the product will become, that we are discussing now. The alkaline earth metals are less reactive towards the water as compared to the alkali metals. Compared to the alkali metals and alkaline earth metals have a less reactive towards the water. And beryllium and magnesium are chemically inert to water, as we already discussed in the earlier slides only. Other react with the water and form hydroxides, which are basic in nature. Hope you know the point here. Metal reacts with the water, metal reacts with the oxygen or water, that will form a corresponding oxides, those are metal oxides. metal oxides, or you can take that one as a hydroxide. If it reacts with the water, that will form a hydroxide. The formed metal oxides and the hydroxides are basic in nature. Point to be noted. The formed metal oxides and the hydroxides are basic in nature. Now you can take the metal here. Yam in the sense metal. Metal reacts with the water, corresponding metal hydroxides will be formed. Metal hydroxides will be formed along with the liberation of what? Hydrogen gas. If you want to balance this one, you can multiply with the 2. Now it is a balanced equation. So metal you can take the, as we already discussed, beryllium and magnesium are chemically inert. That one you can take the calcium reacts with the H2O. Calcium hydroxide will be formed. These are basic in nature. You can take the example like barium also. Barium reacts with the water. Barium hydroxides will be formed. Barium hydroxides will be formed along with the liberation of what? Hydrogen gas. Now beryllium oxide or beryllium hydroxide is amphoteric in nature, because beryllium oxide and beryllium hydroxides will react with the acid and base also, hence that is called as the amphoteric nature. For example, you can take the beryllium hydroxides. You can take beryllium hydroxide reacts with the base like OH minus. It will form the berylate ion. It will form the berylate ion. So this is a base here. This beryllium hydroxide reacts with the base to form a berylate ion. You can multiply with the 2, balance this one. And now beryllium hydroxide reacts with the acid also, that is HCl plus in presence of water. It will form the complex like BeH2O4 Cl2. Here point is note that here it is HCl is a acid. You can balance this one with the multiplication of 2 and 2. Here beryllium hydroxides reacts with the acid and beryllium hydroxides reacts with the base. Hence beryllium hydroxide is amphoteric nature, or beryllium oxide is also amphoteric nature. That's the point you have to remember. Here the metal reacts with the water, corresponding hydroxides will be formed. And next one, fourth one, reactivity with the acids. So that alkaline or metal reacts with the acid, what will be formed? Now we'll discuss that. Now alkaline or metal reacts with the acids and liberate hydrogen gas and form respective salts. So you can take the metal here. M in the sense metal reacts with the acids like hydrogen gas. They have taken HCl. It will form the metal chloride. So it will be plus charge. Here it is plus minus. These are electropositive. Plus will react with the minus. That is metal reacts with the chloride. So metal chloride will be formed along with the liberation of what? Hydrogen gas. Now we have taken a metal. Those are beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, and radium is a radioactive element. One more acid we have taken H2SO4. So when it reacts with H2SO4, so metal is electropositive. This is a plus 2 charge. When it dissolves in H2SO4, so now this is SO4 minus 2 and hydrogen plus. Plus reacts with a minus, that is a metal sulfate will be formed, corresponding salts, and hydrogen gas will be liberated. So M in the sense you can take the any alkaline earth metals like beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, and barium. And the fifth chemical property of alkaline earth metal is reducing power. Due to low ionization enthalpy, alkaline earth metals lose or donate the 2 electrons easily. Hence, they are used as a reducing agent. Hope you know that alkali metals also act as a reducing agents, and these alkaline earth metal also act as a reducing agent. Due to the low ionization enthalpy of alkaline earth metals, they can easily lose the electron, hence they act as a reducing agent. Reducing agent means they are substance which undergoes easily oxidation. ಯಾವ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೇಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ ಬೇರೆದ ರಿಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತತಿ ಅಂತದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ರೆಡ್ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಏಜೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಇವು ಮೆಟಲ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಲಾಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತವು. ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಏನಂತ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೇಷನ್ ಆಗೈತೆ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿಬಹುದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ರೆಡ್ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಏಜೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿಬಹುದು. The reducing power increases down the group. So from beryllium to barium, the reducing power will be increases. There is a beryllium having a less reducing than magnesium, magnesium having a less reducing agent than calcium, than strontium, than barium. Radioactive is the radium is the radioactive element. And now we'll discuss about the anomalous properties of beryllium. It means how the beryllium is having a different property compared to that alkaline earth metals. In earlier slides we have discussed about the alkali metals like lithium, how it will be different from other that group elements, that is sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium. Like that, now we'll discuss about the how the beryllium will be having a different property compared to the other that element groups. So those are magnesium, calcium, strontium and barium. Beryllium behave differently than the other elements present in the group. ಆ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ನಾಗ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂತ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ಹೋಲಿಸಿದ್ರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬೆರಿಲಿಯಂ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿಯನ್ನ ಹೊಂದೈತಿ. Following are the reasons why it is having a different property. One is the smaller size of beryllium. Hope you know this one. As we move from top to bottom, size will be increases. It means a beryllium having a smaller size. Small size of the beryllium will give the different property. High ionization enthalpy of beryllium. In alkaline earth metals, beryllium is the smallest, hence it is having a more ionization enthalpy, and absence of d orbital. If you write the electronic configuration of the beryllium, the d orbital is not there. After that, the d orbital will be there in electronic configuration. And relative high electronegativity. As we move from top to bottom in a periodic table, electronegativity decreases. It means a beryllium having a more electronegativity. So because of these reasons, beryllium will show the different property in that group. Now we'll discuss about the diagonal relationship between beryllium and aluminum. Diagonal relationship means we already know that ಒಂದು ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ನಾಗ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂತ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಒಂದು ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ನಾಗ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಎರಡನೇ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಜೊತೆ ಏನು ಹೊಂದಿರ್ತದೆ ಡಯಾಗೋನಲಿ ಸೇಮ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿಯನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರ್ತದೆ. ಹಿಯರ್ ಬೆರಿಲಿಯಂ ಅಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಯೂಮಿನಿಯಂ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಡಯಾಗೋನಲ್ ರಿಲೇಶನ್ಶಿಪ್. Beryllium and aluminum having a diagonal relationship due to similarity between their electronegativity and atomic size and also nuclear charge. Because of these reasons, beryllium and aluminum having a same property with diagonally. Similarity between the beryllium and aluminum. Which are the property will be similar in case of beryllium and aluminum? Both are fairly inert to the action of acids due to the protective film of oxide on the surface. ಇವೆರಡು ಬೆರಿಲಿಯಂ ಮತ್ತು ಅಲ್ಯೂಮಿನಿಯಂ ಇನರ್ಟ್ ನೇಚರ್ ಅನ್ನು ಹೊಂದ್ಯಾವು ಆಸಿಡ್ಸ್ ಜೊತೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್ ಲೇಯರ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ, ಆ ಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್ ಲೇಯರ್ ಫರ್ದರ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೈತಿ ಪ್ರಿವೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೈತಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವು both the beryllium and aluminum are inert to the action of acids ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. Both metals are weakly electropositive. Both are electropositive, but those are weakly electropositive. Both the ions have strong tendency to form a complexes. Beryllium also will form the complexes and aluminum also form the complexes. Here we had taken a beryllium hydroxide will give the particular complexes in case of when it reacts with the acids. So hence those two will form the complexes. These are the some similarities between the beryllium and aluminum. And some important compounds of calcium now we'll discuss. From the calcium, which are the some important compound? First one is the calcium hydroxide, or you can take this one as called the slaked lime. The formula of slaked lime is CaOH2. Calcium hydroxide is also called as the slaked lime. How to prepare this one? This compound is prepared by dissolving calcium oxide in the water. We already know that calcium is a metal oxide will be there. Metal oxide reacts with the water, corresponding metal hydroxides will be formed. This is the preparation of simple preparation of what it is, calcium hydroxide. So property of calcium hydroxide or slaked lime is It is a white amorphous powder sparingly soluble in water. So this is a sparingly soluble in water and having a amorphous nature. Aqueous solution of this calcium hydroxide is called as a lime water. ಇದಕ್ಕೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ? ಲೈಮ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸುಣ್ಣದ ನೀರು ಅಂತನೂ ಕರಿಬಹುದು in ಕನ್ನಡದಾಗ. Second one is it reacts with a chlorine to form a bleaching powder. Very important. So this will reacts with the chlorine to form a bleaching powder that we are calling as a calcium hypochlorite. That is CaOH2 reacts with the chlorine will give the CaOCl2. That is called as a bleaching powder along with the liberation of what it is water. This is one more important preparation of what it is bleaching powder using the slaked lime. When the CO2 gas is passed through a lime water, it becomes a milky due to the formation of calcium carbonate. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಸಿಯಂ ಹೈಡ್ರಾಕ್ಸೈಡ್ ಗೆ ನಾವು CO2 ಅನ್ನು ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಡೈಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್ ಅನ್ನು ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಮಿಲ್ಕಿ ಕಲರ್ ಆಗಿ ಟರ್ನ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. It means that the formation of the CaCO3, because of the formation of CaCO3, it turns to the what? Milky color. That shows the presence of carbon dioxide also. So we were did in the already salt analysis in the preparation or sorry in the test for the CO3 minus 2 also. ಅದನ್ನ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಮುಂದಾಗಲೂ ನೀವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಸಿಯಂ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಡೈಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಅದು ಮಿಲ್ಕಿ ಕಲರ್ ಟರ್ನ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಆಫ್ CaCO3 ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್. And uses of this slaked lime, it is used in the softening of hard water. Hard water ಇದನ್ನ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಕ ಇದನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರ. It is used for the absorbing acid gases. ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಆಸಿಡ್ ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಬ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದನ್ನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರ, ಆಸಿಡ್ ಅನ್ನು ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಬ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಸಿಯಂ ಹೈಡ್ರಾಕ್ಸೈಡ್ ಅನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಮೋನಿಯಾ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಅಮೋನಿಯಂ ಕ್ಲೋರೈಡ್ and also used in the detection of CO2. This is the detection of CO2. We already explained this one. These are the some uses of slaked lime. Next one, second, plaster of Paris that we are calling as CaSO4 twice H2O, or you can call this one as CaSO4 half H2O. The plaster of Paris formula is calcium sulfate. You can write half H2O, or you can write CaSO4 twice H2O. This is the molecular chemical formula of plaster of Paris. So how the plaster of Paris is prepared, now we'll discuss that. So plaster of Paris, it is prepared by heating a gypsum, that calcium sulfate 2H2O. This is the formula for the gypsum. Gypsum formula CaSO4 2H2O hydrated. So when we heat this gypsum at 393 Kelvin, that CaSO4 half H2O will be formed. That is called as a POP, plaster of Paris. So calcium sulfate is heated, it will form the CaSO4 twice H2O along with the H2O will be formed. So this is called as plaster of Paris. Property of plaster of Paris. It is a white powder, and second one is on mixing with the water, it forms a hard plastic mass which sets into a hard solid. This is called as a setting of plaster of Paris. This is called as POP. If you the temperature will be increased more than 393 means the water will be removed. So it means only CaSO4 will be remains. That we are calling as a dead burnt plaster ಅಂತನೂ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ನೀವು 393 ಗಿಂತ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಅನ್ನು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ವಾಟರ್ ಏನಾಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತೈತಿ, ಇವಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಡ್ತೈತಿ. ಸೊ ಅದು ಹೈಡ್ರೇಟೆಡ್ ಇದ್ದೇನಾಗುತ್ತಾ, ಎನ್ಹೈಡ್ರಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ. ಎನ್ಹೈಡ್ರಸ್ CaSO4 is also called as a dead burnt plaster ಅಂತನೂ ಕರಿಬಹುದು ನೀವು. CaSO4 plus that is a plaster of Paris POP reacts with the H2O, that CaSO4 2H2O will be formed. This is a simple preparation of what it is, POP, that is a plaster of Paris. And the uses of this plaster of Paris, hope you know this uses used in the POP is used for making molds of pottery and ceramics. ಸೊ ಸಿರಾಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಮತ್ತು ಪೌಡ್ರಿ ಗಿಡಗಳನ್ನು ಹಚ್ಚಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಇದನ್ನ POP ಅನ್ನ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಯೂಸ್, ಮಾಡೆಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಅದರ್ ಡೆಕೋರೇಟಿವ್ ಮಟೀರಿಯಲ್ಸ್. ಮನ್ಯಾಗ ನೀವು ಹೊಸ ಮನೆ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಪಿ ಒ ಪಿ ಮೇಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ಆ ಮಟೀರಿಯಲ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪ್ರಿಪರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಾಗ ಅದ್ರಾಗ ಏನಿರ್ತದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪಿ ಒ ಪಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಮತ್ತು ಮಾಡೆಲ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪ್ರಿಪರೇಷನ್ ಅಥವಾ ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರ ಪಿ ಒ ಪಿ ಅನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಸರ್ಜಿಕಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಡೇಜ್ ನೋನ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಫಾರ್ ಸೆಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ದ ಬ್ರೋಕನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಫ್ರಾಕ್ಚರ್ಡ್ ಬೋನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಬಾಡಿ. ಸೊ ಬೋನ್ಸ್ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಮುರಿದಾಗ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನ್ ನಾವು ಬ್ಯಾಂಡೇಜ್ ಹಾಕ್ತಿವಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಏನ್ ಪಿ ಒ ಪಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ಯಾರಿಸ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಒನ್ ಮೋರ್ ಯೂಸ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಡೆಂಟಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ. ಸೊ ಡೆಂಟಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ನಾವ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪಿ ಒ ಪಿ ಅನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. And this completes the S block element chapter. Thank you.